Today, we're flying business class from Cape Town to Paris on Air France aboard their Airbus A350-900. This is a 12-hour and 20-minute daytime flight, which means we're spending the entire day in this seat. From the lounge here in Cape Town to the seat, the meals, comfort, and of course, the onboard drink menu, we're walking through the entire experience to see how this business class really holds up. Let's get sipsy, y'all.
While we're waiting to board in the business class lounge, I figured I would tell you about how we booked this with points. So for this business flight, we ended up transferring credit card points to Virgin Atlantic, which is one of our favorite programs for booking with Air France. We did still pay $222 in taxes and fees, which is pretty standard and actually very reasonable for long-haul business class redemption. If we had paid cash for this exact flight from Cape Town to Paris, it would have cost us $2,800 per person. So by using points, we saved over $5,000 while flying business class on a 12-hour flight. We've made it to the gate. We're very tired, so we're very grateful that we're going to have a lay flat seat. The lounge was incredible. It had a hot and cold buffet. I think our favorite part were the snacks. So the good news is we'll have plenty of snacks. We only have an hour and a half connection in Paris, so that will come in handy in the event that we're late getting in. We'll have something to eat. Wow, you guys, this is a beautiful seat configuration. Obviously, I love that he's here. We have a small partition that he keeps putting up. It's adorable. Don't do it. It's gonna be a really long flight. As I was saying, okay, so this seat is really, really nice. Definitely very, very spacious. So overall, some of the features of this seat: 2 USB ports, a regular electrical socket. It has a cubby where you can store literally a lot of things. I have a water bottle in there and other stuff. We have noise canceling headphones as well as a headphone jack if you would like to use your own. We have a device that allows you to connect Bluetooth, so we can use our own earbuds for that. It came with a mattress pad, a pillow, as well as a comforter. We have slippers. We also got an amenity kit, which we'll get into later. This is a lay flat seat, so you're able to lay completely flat. There are 2 different reading lamps. So the armrest pop down, so you can stow your armrest. The tray table is super cool. It pulls all the way out, so you can have it as a side table, so you can get in and out of your seat when it's out. It swivels so that you can have an actual table in front of you. Entertainment center is massive. This is a huge screen. Not only is it a touch screen, we have a remote, and you can connect your phone to it and you can control it from your phone, which is awesome. While we're sitting in the middle, what's really nice is that there are 2 cameras on the plane. There's a tail camera and an underneath camera. So we just got the most gorgeous view of flying over Cape Town. I wish we were on the window because I am one of those people that loves to watch out the window. It's absolutely incredible to fly over Table Mountain on the way out of here. We also had adjustable privacy screen on the aisle and a massive footwell. We received welcome champagne and our menu after getting settled in the seats. For this flight, brunch was being served for our first meal today. Y'all, this is just the starter. Super overwhelmed and impressed. So we have a smoked trout, dill marinated shrimp, a creamy cheese and a lemon sauce, grilled artichokes, zucchini ribbons with thyme, and cherry tomato. We were also given an option of bread, jam, and then we were given granola for the yogurt. Options were tea, coffee, and orange juice, or water, obviously. Wow, there are 5 pieces of cutlery. 5. So it's gonna be quite a meal.
All right, so we are a couple of bites into our first course here. I think first of 3 courses for brunch, which is something else. I found it a little bit weird to have shrimp on my breakfast menu, but the shrimp actually was pretty good. All in all, so far so good. Looking forward to the rest of this meal.
Okay, course number 2. We got different things. Chris got cheese and parsley omelet with lamb sausage, roasted potatoes, and sauteed mushrooms. I originally ordered the crepe, but they were out of it, so I went with the pancakes with a creme sauce, pineapple. It has gooseberry and coconut shavings. So both of these look great. And then she also brought me back another croissant. So the good news is I'm going to be full by the end of this meal. Thoughts on presentation?
It looks very good. Eggs on a plane, never know how that's gonna turn out, but presentation, 10 out of 10.
Okay, so I'm a few bites in. Very impressive pancakes. That cream sauce is literally just heaven, and the pineapple and the gooseberry and everything else on mine, it's just perfect. What about yours?
Like I said, eggs on a plane, you never really know, but we were just talking, and I think this is better than some of the omelets we've actually had on the ground. Oh, it's pretty impressive, and it is very good.
So while we were eating, she came over and was like, cheese? Would you like cheese? And then presented us both with a flight of cheese. We're having a flight of cheese while on our flight. Come hungry. So after the cheese, we then were offered dessert, which was an apple tart. We both passed because we couldn't. But we both did get a fruit cup, which is a very nice way to end this. This isn't going to be the best meal of your life, but considering you're 30,000 feet above the earth and you're being served a 5-course meal, essentially, I'll take it. I will take it. For the Amenity Kit, fairly basic. We have socks, earbuds, a nice wooden toothbrush, an eye mask, a pen, a really nice pen, toothpaste, beauty balm, eye gel. All right, we're a little more than halfway through. We got about 5.5 hours left. And so far, Chris has taken a nap. We both have watched some movies, and I'm about to start work. So far, everything's so good. The seat is so nice, and we are really, really enjoying this flight so far. Well, hello again. About an hour later, Chris and I were getting a little peckish, so we tried to order the feta and spinach quiche that they had in the menu. They don't have those, so they brought us out a substitute. It is a cucumber cheese sandwich, which the flight attendant handed it to us and apologized. She's like, "You're not supposed to be having this, so I'm very sorry." I don't know. I am now 2 for 2 on this trip for what I wanted to eat was on an order. I get it. It's not always possible, but now this is technically 3 for 3. So in the premium economy, we wanted to do pasta and salmon, and they didn't have the pasta. I ordered the crepe this morning for breakfast, and they didn't have it. And then we went to order the quiche, and they didn't have it either. I don't know how to say it. I always get beat up on the internet when I tell you guys our experience, and it's not, rainbows, but I think you guys should manage expectations too. I'm not complaining. I'm just letting you know this was the experience. So if you're coming on board and you're gung-ho on a very particular meal, just be prepared that I'm not going to have it. And that's okay, because what I ate this morning, my pancakes, were awesome.
4 hours later.
An hour before landing, we were served the second meal, which was a grilled turkey and cheese sandwich with a side of bread, fruit, and a tart. I personally loved it, but Chris isn't the biggest fan of pickles, so he didn't enjoy it as much. But before we knew it, we were landing in Paris. All right, made it to Paris. Made it through passport control, and now we're gonna jump on a plane, head to Bologna, and once we get home, and after a good night rest, we'll tell you what we thought of the flight.
All right, solid night of sleep.
Yeah, in a real bed.
So we never take flying business class for granted. It's always a privilege and we're grateful. That said, honesty is key, so here's what stood out.
So first up, the seat was absolutely fantastic. It was spacious, comfortable, and that mattress pad was such a win. And the pillow was extra fluffy, and the crew was 10 out of 10 service-wise.
Now, a little pattern we've noticed, and we say this with all respect. The food is never bad, but we almost never end up with the first choice meal.
Yeah.
We get it, not everyone can have their pick on a plane, but it's funny how it keeps happening to us. That said, what we did have was still great, and we want to acknowledge that.
And just generally, if you ever get the chance to fly business class, absolutely do it. We'd recommend it every single time. As for Air France, we really, truly appreciated the overall product and again, the service on board.
And let's be real, champagne on a plane, I mean, that's always a beautiful touch. Now that we've touched down back home in Italy, we're planning a couple of local videos for our next adventure.
Up next is a day trip to Brisighella, a charming little town just about an hour and a half from Bologna.
Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Y'all.